and welcome back to my channel, Danny, not a crocodile, because clearly human, not a crocodile. Also, if you did not know, I am on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and all of those links or names are always going to be in the description below. I just don't think I've ever said that actually. So generally, everything that's on each of those platforms is completely different from the other platform, where I do different things on each of them. Now for today's video, or really this week's video, because it's probably gonna take me like a week, almost 2 weeks or so to get through all this, is reading Heartstopper for the first time. I saw the adaptation when it came out in April, but I had never actually read the original graphic novels or comics or whatever before. So first, let's do a little introduction. If you did not already know, which I'm sure a lot of people already know, like I'm sure I am way behind others on the Heartstopper train, but Nick and Charlie first appeared in Alice Oseman's first novel, Solitaire, which was about Tori, who is Charlie's older sister. And while writing that, or after writing that, Alice Oseman, who uses she/they pronouns, really wanted to explore the story of Charlie and Nick. And while doing that, they figured out that prose, or a novel, was not going to be the right way to do it, and they ended up doing a webcomic. And there's actually a free version on Tapas, which is the way I'm going to be using to read it, and I will make sure that that is linked down below so that you guys can go read it for free if you haven't read it yet. But now Heartstopper has 4 published volumes, a coloring book, and like a yearbook with like extras and stuff in it, and a live action adaptation that premiered on Netflix this April in our year of 2022. But overall, the story of Heartstopper is about Charlie and Nick and them meeting at a British grammar school and becoming friends and quickly falling in love with each other and all of their journeys through that. In it, they navigate the ups and downs of first loves, friendships, relationships, family, and mental health, and coming out. And it's supposed to be really good. So the plan is that like I said, will be reading it for free via Tapas. And then, since I'm doing it that way, I'm gonna check in like every 2 chapters or so with just like my random thoughts, just like silly little thoughts, silly little things. And then all the way at the end, I will do like an overall thoughts and stuff, and also give my rating, and probably gonna end up comparing it a little bit to the show, and like if there's things I liked about the show better, or things I liked about the novel better, or whatever. So let's get reading. Okay, so I've made it to 3-1 of the electronic version of Heartstopper. I thought I would just give a quick update. Please ignore my face. I have cystic acne and it's trying to kick my butt right now. First note, cute. I mean, what did we expect? Of course, it's super cute. It's pretty similar to the show so far. I've made it to like, they just kissed. They just kissed at the party, so yeah. Spoilers if you haven't seen or read it. I do enjoy that they did stay pretty true to the material for the most part. I have Nellie in all caps written, because I love Nellie. She's super cute, the dog. And then my main question so far is, where are the others? Where are the girls? Tao's barely in this so far. That's one thing that I like better about the show, is that the show already from the beginning had more of the girls, more of Tao and all that, more interactions between Charlie and his friends, and not just Charlie and Nick. That is one thing that I'm definitely missing in the novel or the webcomic so far. Also, there's like actual dialogue or more stuff from the rugby lads in this though. And also the coach is in this a little bit more than she was in the show. I have Darcy, You're Lovely written, because I do look, that's her name, right? Sorry, I can't remember names. Yeah, it's Darcy. Yeah, in the show, it's just Tara's girlfriend so far. We don't even know her name. I do wonder if we're gonna like get more of some of the other characters that have shown up in this that haven't shown up in the show so far. Like, I believe there's, what's his name? I think it's like Alden or something. Seems to be a friend, because I know they created Isaac for this show because they didn't feel like they could do that one friend correctly. So I hope we can get some more from them in later seasons, because I'm pretty sure there's more seasons coming. Those are my main thoughts so far. It's super cute. I'm enjoying it so far, except I do wish we were getting more of the others. I'm missing them. So yeah, I'll check in I'm at 3-1, so I'll check in at like 5-1 or something, or 6-1. Maybe I'll go farther. We'll see. Well, I have finally made it to 5-1 in the Heartstopper webcomic thing, so I thought I would give you some updates on my thoughts now that I've made it another 2 chapters in. Like, there's quite a list here of me just writing every little thing, so yes. First off, absolutely love that they used all the little doodles in the show. I think that's a really great inclusion and really added to the show. The kissing scenes are absolutely perfect, and I loved how much direct dialogue they pulled from it. Some of the things that are written in here are just, they use like the exact lines that are in here in the show, and I love that. It's so good. And so like the first part of these 2 chapters was more stuff that we had seen in the show, but the latter part of them is one that stuff we had not seen in the show when they go to Paris. Oh yes, I love Charlie's family. I love how supportive they are, and I love Tori, and I love how she is able to get so much judgment in just taking one single sip of whatever it is she's drinking. And I do think they should have kept Nellie in the beach date scene, because I think the show needed more Nellie. Just saying, I really do think it needed more Nellie. I was happy to find that Christian and Sai ended up being good people, because I think it would have really sucked if Nick like lost all of his previous friends, because it was obvious not all of them were terrible. And I know like losing an entire friend group over something like that is terrible, so it was nice to see that at least a couple of them turned out to be good people, and he was able to keep those friends. I hate Nick's brother. He's horrible. The coming out scene did make me cry again, even in comic form. I do agree with, I think it was either Tara or Darcy that said it, but yeah, why are straight people like that? I know Alad wasn't in the show. They created Isaac, and one of the reasons was they felt like they couldn't do the character properly. Alad, in the section that's in the show, has about as much personality and character depth as Isaac, so I'm a bit confused about why they didn't just have it be Alad. And then I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me, because he's like barely in this too, so that whole thing doesn't make any sense to me. They should have just kept Alad instead of making Isaac. I mean, I loved Isaac, he was great, but it still could have been Alad. Love that Tao and Elle finally kissed in the Louvre. I can't wait to see that in the show. I think that'll be great. I love Mr. Farouk, he's hilarious. And I loved Charlie standing up for himself at the party scene. I do agree with both Nick and Charlie that vodka tastes terrible, because it does taste terrible. And I was glad that Tao and Charlie were able to make up eventually. And finally, how in the world did they get to Paris by bus? Is there like an underwater tunnel between the British Isles and mainland Europe? Because aren't they in Britain? How did they fly over and then get on a bus? But they were with their parents, so to me it seemed like they were on bus the entire time, and I'm very confused about that. Can you drive from Britain to Paris? To me that doesn't make any sense. And those are my main thoughts so far. I'm on 5-1, so I'll check in again after reading the next 2 chapters, and then I think I only have a little bit left after that, and then I'll do my final thoughts at the end. Hello again. Just doing one more update on my just random thoughts on the last couple of chapters of Heartstopper. And I think they were at the pool or at the beach again or something, and I thought they were gonna do like an underwater kiss like in Percy Jackson. I thought that would be a great reference, but then they didn't kiss underwater. I thought they should have done that. I thought that would have been so cute and better than the Harry Potter references, because sadly Harry Potter references have not aged well. But so far Percy Jackson references age well, so I feel like that would have been a better reference, and it would have been cute and fun. Charlie giving me anxiety in this one about when he tells Nick that he loves him, but Nick's in the freaking shower, and then he has to chase after him because Nick does love him back, and he has to chase after him with it literally was just shorts and a hoodie on, and it was so funny. Also found out that Charlie is seems to be half Spanish, and so that matches up with me because I'm also half Spanish, so I match. Because my other half is the typical American half, where it's all British, Irish, Scottish ancestry, the usual. Which I don't know if they're gonna stick with him being Spanish in the show. The actor is a lot lighter than comic Charlie. And it is possible to be that white, obviously, especially if you're mixed, because Spanish is technically white. We just typically tan better. But Joe, I think his name is Joe, is really pale in comparison to even like me. You can't really tell in the camera, but I like my arms tan really well. Essentially, when I spend time out in the sun, I tan. I have not spent a lot of time out in the sun this summer because it's too hot to be out there. I have a lot of like British questions for British people. Is Menorca like a normal British travel destination? You guys just go to an island owned by Spain or something like that? Is that normal? Or is that like a rich person's travel destination? Nick's mom made me cry again. Olivia Colman's gonna she's gonna slay that scene. She's gonna do it so well, and she's gonna make me cry again because she's made me cry in every single freaking scene. What the hell does in it mean? What does that mean? Also, what is sixth form? Because I thought form was like a homeroom, it seemed like. But then they say he's moving up into sixth form. I thought there was grades or some like some equivalent of grades, and I'm really confused by that. Oh, and the question, the Q&A, Darcy is absolutely correct. Sky High is the best movie ever made. Tori continues to be the best girl ever, the best person ever. She could kick Nick's brother's ass and I would love it. That was perfection. Oh, and what else was perfection was Tara and Darcy as Princess Bubblegum and Marceline. That was the Halloween's ones. That was like the best one. And I did like that Charlie runs a fan account for whoever that Henry guy is, but you know, making fan accounts normal. Yeah, I'm gonna put the rest of these in like my overall thoughts because most of these should fit in my overall thoughts. So those are just some of my random thoughts on the last few chapters of Heartstopper. Okay, I have finally finished reading Heartstopper, and I have finally finished getting my thoughts in a more organized fashion, because I did not really want to go into this rambling in all over the place like I usually am. I wanted to, you know, have a little more organization this time. So let's go ahead and get started with my overall thoughts. The main one is happiness and just a little bit of jealousy, and we'll get to that. It's so nice to see a queer story that's honestly just wholesome. Nick and Charlie's, you know, journey, or their first couple years of the couple years that we follow them in grammar school, is full of so many sweet moments, but it's also like realistic. It's not all sweet. There is ups and downs. Everything's not perfect. But in it, Nick and Charlie always come back to each other, and they support each other, and they remind themselves that they also have other support systems, like their friend group. And their friend group is so great, and it's so diverse. And Alice Oseman actually said that that was really important for her, that this group, this LGBTQIA plus group, was diverse and had different people in the LGBTQIA plus community, because they do tend to group together. We do tend to group together and become friends. That's much more realistic than a lot of the shows or stories we read where it's all straight people and then like a couple of LGBTQIA plus people. Like, that does not happen. Usually they all form friend groups together. When I say it like that, it feels like I'm narrating like an animal documentary, but it's the truth. And this is where some of that jealousy comes in. Part of why in this show, or in this story, I felt most connected to, or ended up kinning, Nick Nelson, if you couldn't tell from going ahead and buying the shirt he wears in the What episode. So I went to a high school that only had a graduating class of 89 people, so like I was sort of general friends with everyone, was nice to everyone, but my friend group was never more than like 2 people, and even then I was super academically focused and extracurricular focused, so I don't think I ever hung out with them outside of school. And even then, sometimes I honestly, especially senior year, I ate lunch alone a majority of the time. Like, I'd be in a classroom with other people, but I was at my own table by myself. I definitely did not have the time or capacity to even think about things like my sexuality or my gender identity or anything. Despite the fact that I was surrounded by LGBTQIA plus people at that school. And because of that focus on stuff and no focus really on myself, I only really recently came to terms with or acknowledged that I am queer. But even then, it doesn't feel quite right. Like, I say queer only if I really had to choose a label, because really I'm just me. And this is part of where I connect to Nick really well, is because I honestly, even since high school, I've been doing all kinds of research trying to find the best thing to fit me. He found the best thing to fit him, but I have yet to find the best label to fit me. Honestly, I don't really subscribe to labels. I understand why they help some people. I mean, it would really help if I could find one, but I feel like just nothing really fits right. And I'm jealous that so many characters in this feel so secure already in their identities, and because of that, and because they also had such a great friend group, they were able to have all those amazing moments together. And what's also great about this group, and this cast of characters, is that they tackle stereotypes about people and turn them completely on their heads. I mean, my favorite line from the show, and I want to say it was actually pulled directly from the comic, or at least was very similar to something, was when Miss Singh, I believe it is, the PE coach and the rugby coach, says to Charlie, gay people are good at sports too, Charlie. And I completely agree with that there is not one look, like, you're not gonna know if someone's gay if you look at them. And she made sure to tackle these stereotypes. From an interview, she says, people can be complex and multifaceted. And that's very true. People are, all kinds of things. There is not one gay look, not one bi look, not one lesbian look. I know we make jokes about that in the community a lot, like, lesbian fashion, etc. But honestly, everyone's unique. And finally, this is also a really great example of mental health and the journey that mental health will take you on. Thankfully, if you are triggered by things, there's all kinds of trigger warnings throughout it, and nothing super explicit is ever shown in the comic, which I thought was a really good idea. And it also shows how it's never a perfect journey. There's always going to be ups and downs throughout it, and it's gonna take time. You'll never be completely fully healthy again. It's something you're always gonna have to work on. However, like I said before, Nick and Charlie always find each other, and they are always supporting each other, and that's the thing that they figure out, is that they're not going to be the one to heal the other person, but they're always going to be there for each other, and remind them that they have other people that will always be there for them, like their friend group. And also, I really like that it made an emphasis about the fact that they wouldn't be able to heal each other. I think Nick's mom's quote, that moment was really important. I think a lot of kids that age, because they are kids, they're only like 15 and 16, forget things like that they can't be the one to heal them. They're not a doctor. I just think when you're at that age, you can forget that you are just a kid and that you're not going to be able to fix everything. So I like that this reminded people of that. And I just know Olivia Colman, when they get to that, is going to make me absolutely sob. Overall, like I said, I had a really great time reading Heartstopper, and I cannot wait for I think it's like 2 more seasons. Like, they're gonna be so good. Season 1 was already so amazing. It was like an expanded version of the parts in Heartstopper that they looked at. So just like imagine the next 2 seasons, an expanded version of the rest of Heartstopper is gonna be so good. It has amazing representation for LGBTQIA plus people, queer relationships, queer experiences, mental health, and it has really good bi representation. I think it's some of the best I've ever seen. Now, finally, what is my rating? What is it gonna be? I'm going to give the overall Heartstopper, because I just read the entire thing, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Now, after I gushed about it, you might be wondering why 4 stars, and it's because I saw the show before I read it. It's gonna be that. If I had not seen the show, I think I would have given it 5 stars, but because I have seen the show, which I think is honestly better than the comics, because it's able to be expanded and specifically expand and go more into depth about our supporting characters, that it's better. And so that's why the original webcomic only gets 4 stars. Now, if you have not read or even watched Heartstopper, go do it. Like I said before, I'm going to make sure that Tapas link is down below so that you guys can go read Heartstopper for free, and it's already streaming on Netflix. And let me know if you really let me know if you like this video. I actually had a really great time making this video and just, you know, putting a little bit more effort and a little more research into stuff. Like, I really enjoyed that actually. I've been really into fictional fates and Clockwork Readers videos that are kind of like this, like their experiment videos and like the read and rank videos or just things like that. I've really enjoyed them, so I tried to really imitate them in this video, and I hope, you know, I hope it turned out good. So definitely let me know if you'd like to see more, because I kind of have more already planned that are similar to this. And like I said in the beginning, don't forget to check out my other socials. They're all down below in the description in every single video, and like the video if you did like it, because that lets me know that you did enjoy this style video. And please subscribe if you'd like to see more. I already have more stuff planned to try and get done in these last few weeks of summer before the next semester starts, and I'm really going to try and actually film during the semester, so there will be more videos. Bye! In it they nagavate. What the hell is nagavate? They are the, oh my gosh, I'm caught. Alad, and not in, like,